Hello, in this lesson what I want to do is concentrate on the styling of our buttons and our objects in our Windows mobile phone application. I'm going to start off with a button. Okay, so I'll take out a button here and drop it on. Now notice the way with a button, so far to date, everything they've been more or less bog standard buttons. It's just a white line around the button text, and again I could change. What we have been doing to date is coming down here, so I can click on the button and take the content, and I'll say click me, okay, and again we have some options here to change the font and stuff like that, on that. So what I wanted to do, so let's say I take Arial Black, just change the size a bit. Okay, here, so this, okay, set my font size, just make it a bit bigger again. Okay, so there's my button. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to apply a little bit of formatting to both the text and the background itself. Okay, so let's start off in the background. Okay, if I come over here and I want to more or less take care of the background, you can see here the background is transparent, and I have a border brush. That's this brush around here, which is the outlining color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background here, and again if I right click this little icon here saying advanced properties, okay, and you can see here I have reset value, apply binding data, apply resource, or extract value to resource. Again, if I click apply resource, you can see there are various properties in here which can be applied directly to the phone, which are built in to the actual phone itself. Okay, I don't have to take any of these, but what I want to do is really what I want to concentrate on now is creating our own. Okay, our text box base. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here that we could choose from and apply to the actual button itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the brush. Okay, and again I'm just going to come here to background and reset value. Okay, so it's back to the transparent. Okay, if I pull down the menu here, you can see there I get a little swatch. I'm just going to pin this swatch here for a second. Okay, and just move it up so you can see it a bit better. Okay, so there's my little swatch. Okay, and you can see here I have a number of icons across the top. Again, the null transparent. I've got a fill or solid color, a gradient color, or an image brush. Again, the solid color, if I click on that, it will fill in a solid color depending on which one I pick. So notice here I have a slider which I can slide down through the spectrum of colors. Okay, and then click on any particular color. Here, and you can see there that again where whatever color I select. Okay, sorry, just going to my mistake there. So I just click on a color, and when I have that done, I'm just going to come down here to my alpha transparency and just going to set that to. Well, notice here if I move the slider left or right, I can change the alpha on that. Again, I can move my spectrum up. Okay, and move my color around, okay, to get any particular color I like there as a background. Okay, that's okay. Let's say I decided I want the gradient fill. Notice when I click on the gradient fill, I have a gradient here going from left to right. Now notice here with the gradient, I have three more on the bottom here. I have the vertical, okay, and again I have the horizontal. If I click to horizontal, you see it's going down. And again, I have the radial here in the center. Okay, I'm going to. I like for buttons. I like the actual horizontal gradient here, and I'm going to pick a color here. And notice if I come down here, I'm going to notice here on this bar is what I want you to notice here, that I can actually add. I'm just moving this out a little bit. Okay, Notice here I have a little plus beside it thing, so you can see here it's going from black to green. Okay, again I can add what are called stops on this. Okay, first of all I can move the gradient, okay, up or down. Okay, I can also just double click there and add a stop. So therefore it's going to go from that color to, I'll take another color in here. Okay, so it's going from black to turquoise to green. Okay, and again I can put another stop in there and throw in another color. Okay, so I end up with something like that. So again, depending on the amount of stops I decide to put in, it allows for multiple gradient fill across the bottom there. Okay, again I can click on these, or I can just remove the stop altogether. Okay, so just click on any of the stops. Okay, click on this one and just hit the delete on your keyboard, and we can just remove these particular stops on this. Okay, so we can see again I'm just going to set this back to the way it was, and again for the drop color at the back there I'm just going to select a kind of a dark, okay, a dark, maybe there. Okay, that's okay, so I have a bit of a gradient fill there, go from top to bottom on that. Okay, what I'm going to do with this now, okay, I'm going to just unpin this. Okay, so you can see there I've got a System Windows Media Linear Gradient Brush. Okay, if I want to, again, if I pop on another couple of buttons on this, okay, let's say put another button on the page here. Okay, notice that this button goes on just as normal, which everyone will. So I'm gonna, if I want to, rather than going through the whole drama again, I'm going to click on this brush, or this setting here. I'm going to right click the background. Okay, and what I'm going to do is extract value to resource. Okay, I'll get a little pop-up here, and it's called a background 1. I'll call it my button. My button 1. Okay, and under here it has a destination. Okay, so do I want this only to apply to the main page XAML? Okay, or else I can select app.xaml, which actually writes it to the application, so it will be available to all pages on my site. Okay, and I'll click OK there. Okay, so again, that's it's now added that. So you can see there it's my button 1 is the actual, rather than just the system resource. Now if I come down here to this particular button, okay, and again, rather than going through the whole lot, if I right click this and apply resource, okay, now notice there I can see there's my button, okay, which has been created and is now available to me in this, or else I could go along and take one of these system ones down here. So again, that has a roll-up function, so I'm just going to take my button 1, and you can see there it applies that background to that particular button. Okay, let's again, we can do that for every button now on our site. Okay, if I go back here and let's take the foreground resource, again, this is very similar to how this works. If I go down here to foreground, you see there it's white, and if I take the drop-down menu, I'll just pin that. Okay, just move it up so you can see it a bit better. Okay, and again, like that with the foreground, let's say I decide to take a gradient fill. Okay, gradient. Okay, I'm going to, you can see there it's going from black to white by default. So let's say I'll take the first color here as a the kind of pink color. Okay, I'm just going to move this down here, and I'm going to apply more, so you can see it's gone from okay, and I'll just throw one more in here, so I'll go up here to the yellows. Okay, so now I have this kind of Rastafarian look going on. Okay, this is really just to illustrate the how it will look, and again, like that, I can do the same thing. I can again left to right gradient, or top to bottom. Okay, actually that doesn't look too good against the our radial there on that one. Okay, and again, once I'm happy with whatever style I've selected. Okay, I'll just unpin this, and you can see there, just notice the way it says uh, System Windows Media Radial Gradient Brush. And again, if I right click that and extract value to the foreground one, I'll say my text, or my button text 1. Okay, so I can create a number of them. I'll click OK, and you can see there it changed to my text, so it's part of the system resources. And again, if I click on this button, okay, and again right click foreground here and apply resource, okay, you can see there I have the background, or else my text, and you can see there it's applied that texture thing there. I'll just make that a little bit bigger, okay, so you can see it. But again, as I said there, if you're going to work with this, just spend a little bit more time on how you would lay out the buttons. I just kind of flew through it here for the state of the video. Okay, that's styling some buttons. Okay, thank you for your attention.